Aloha and welcome back to the CO2 Rundown. I'm Chad Owens. Man, happy holidays. For me, as you can tell, I'm still a little bit in the Christmas spirit. I love the holidays. I love Christmas. And I hope you guys had a blessed Christmas, an amazing weekend with the family. We've got New Year's coming up this week, so very exciting. And today, another very exciting show. We got our guy Steven Tsai popping on with us. We're going to be talking about the UH football season and closing that out. And also, the college football playoff is here. So we're going to give you our predictions. But I also want to remind you, don't forget to pick up your Football Fever ballots. I believe this is the last week, if not one more, but we're winding down. $500 cash. We have $1,000 up for grabs on the last week. So look, pick your Football Fever ballot up in any Honolulu Star-Advertiser newspaper in the sports section. Go get yourself one, get in the game. And with that, let's get into today's, but before we do, I'm sorry. I gotta give a huge shout out to our sponsors. Mercedes-Benz of Honolulu, Windows Hawaii, Hawaiian Telecom, and Long's Drugs. Thank you so much for making this possible. Okay, now we can jump on in to the CO2 Rundown. Steve, I appreciate you popping on here with us on the CO2 Rundown again every Monday. We'd love to have you. You're a fan favorite, by the way, just to let you know.
Not even in my own house am I a fan favorite.
Well, look, man, let's get right into it. The University of Hawaii Rainbow Warriors football, man, they finished the season strong in that New Mexico Bowl by pretty much, in my opinion, dominated the other University of Houston.
I think so, and a lot of people question, well, why play another game? Why go all the way, everything? Why do another thing? And this is why. I think Coach Graham once said that a season is a lot shorter when you win the last game. It's even shorter if you win a bowl game or a championship. And I think that's what they did. They made the season shorter. They got some extra practice time in, which is good. It's going to help them because they didn't have spring ball last year. I think everything's going to kind of boost them and give them a little lift going into the final recruiting, because you got one more recruiting day period coming up and then spring ball. So I think it's good to go out with some momentum. If it didn't work out, that would have been a little trouble. But I think, and you know what? No fights. That was the disappointing part.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you know what? I think winning a game like that in that type of fashion, I think, it helps recruiting, right? College football is all about recruiting. And I want to talk about their defense first. I mean, just out of the gate, causing all those turnovers, which led into points, which allowed them to get that big lead. That's something special. I mean, I don't know if we've seen that defense all year.
No, and that's kind of the thing about this team is that he's gone through his life and his career. Coach Graham he's gone different types of defenses. This is the type of defense he wanted to play. There were some players who were lost, some players injured and things like that, and he kind of put this defense together. It's a smaller, quicker defense, kind of like going with a lightweight and a heavyweight fight, but he went with the quick jabs and everything, and I think this really kind of worked. I don't think this is the type of defense you're going to see forever. We're going to go back to the big hitting type of defense with Muasau and maybe Panay Pavi bringing really big hits and things like that. But for this year, they did what they had to do. They played more group defense. They stopped what they need to stop, and they were very athletic. And I think that's going to be kind of the trend moving forward, is that you want to see a more athletic, quicker defense that puts a lot of pressure on quarterbacks, because I think that's kind of like the goal is put the pressure on the offense.
Oh, that's the name of the game on the defensive side. It's like coaches always say this: hey, we got to protect the passer and we got to rush the passer. So if you can rush the passer, which they did, he looked very uncomfortable. He threw some balls that were just like ill-advised. Like, man, wow, why would you throw that football like that? That's just because it's in its head, and that's the great thing about being a pressure defense is the quarterback his eyes are on the pressure as opposed to, downfield or reading the defender he's supposed to read to going through his progressions. It just becomes a mental game, and they won that mental game. Let's slide on over to the other side offensively. I mean, I think as a receiver, when defense is causing turnovers, I'm so jacked up because I'm getting more opportunities to get on that football field as an offense, and we're already in scoring position. It just the momentum of football is amazing. The swings of football, I mean, swings of momentum in football, is a huge energy boost, and I saw the offense take advantage of that. Cordero did his
Right.
thing, man. 3 touchdown passes. Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's just like, and also self-generated motivation, because yeah, you get the quick turnaround, you're ready, you're charged up, but there are no fans there. There's no stopping. There's nobody's throwing the confetti and everything. To get that excited, to get that pumped up, to keep that energy going when it's just you guys, your team putting out that energy, I think that's pretty amazing.
Oh, that's huge. But they had some fans there, right? Weren't they allowed?
Yeah, yeah,
They had
there were a
some fans
few,
went in,
yeah,
but it
but
wasn't
still, it
like
was
it
just what,
wasn't. Yeah,
yeah, wasn't
yeah.
like,
No,
yeah, like the full
wasn't
house and
like a
the
yeah like
stomping.
a traditional bowl game would be, right?
Mm, yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing this team uh go into this offseason and
Mhm.
go off of this win. But speaking about the offseason, I'm gonna swing over to the special teams and the play of Calvin Turner Jr.
Mhm.
CTJ. That dude's special. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a big play machine. It seems like every time he gets the ball, it's like, okay, this can go. This can go. And I know he's faced with a decision, is he coming
Mhm.
back? Is he going to enter the draft? And I know he made a comment in his post-game interview about that he feels he's ready. I feel he's ready. I think
Yeah.
he's I think he's probably one of the top, if not the top most versatile players in the country.
Yeah. And the thing about him too is that he creates a lot of his own plays. Like his passes, I don't think he has very many passes that were in the air for like more than 20 yards. I mean, he's catching, it's the yards after catches. He'll have a lot of 75-yard plays, but 55 of them he's done on his own. And that's kind of an interesting thing when you can make things happen on your own, and that creativity and that elusiveness, you can't teach that. I think Shevin's got a little bit of that too, where he's a skinny
Oh yeah.
guy who doesn't get hit or doesn't get hit hard. I think Calvin Turner is the same way. He just has the great vision and the great confidence to do what he sees, and that's a rare quality. And I think that's next level quality, if I'm not
Oh
mistaken. Right?
yeah.
Is that what you saw in the league?
You hit it on the head, Steve. He's got next level qualities because it looks as if it's effortless. He's
Mm-hmm.
not straining to run the ball. He's not. It's just so smooth, and yeah, I think he's ready. And in my opinion, I think he should go. You got to strike when the iron's hot, and when you have a season like the season he had, I'm sure there's a lot of eyes on him, and he's got to go take advantage of this opportunity.
And
So
where does he play at the next level? Where would you put him? Because he can do everything.
I mean,
He's also a quarterback.
yeah. He's definitely a athlete, and he's
Yeah.
definitely going to be returning some footballs. I definitely
Mm-hmm.
have him returning some balls. But as far I think he can develop his route running ability a little
Mm-hmm.
bit more. But I think he can be a slot receiver in the NFL. He can be a threat on the offensive side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they can utilize him. They can put him in they can do exactly what he's done in college at UH. They can get
Mm-hmm.
him in the backfield. They can motion him out, create mismatches with linebackers, right? If he's a running back, he's getting matched up with a linebacker, and any man coverage, that's a huge mismatch. So teams are going to have to get creative, but he's definitely a tremendous talent that needs to be at the next level. So looking forward to seeing that. Congrats on an amazing season,
But if he does
CJ.
come back, he's the leading candidate to be player of the year too. So there are a lot of positives to staying or going. So
Yeah, true. But I think I'm not trying to
I
steer
think
his
he's ready. I think
decision,
he's ready. No,
but
I think he's ready to go
yeah,
if he needs
yeah,
to, if
you
he
never
wants to
know,
go.
man. Injuries and all sorts of things happen, right?
Yeah.
And you don't know. And um, but we'll see. He'll make the right decision when
Yeah.
that time comes.
Hmm.
All right, we're gonna shift gears quickly here, Steven. We got the national championship games coming up, the college football playoffs. We got Alabama taking on Notre Dame. We got Clemson taking on Ohio State. Let's talk about Alabama, Notre Dame quickly. Who you got winning that one? I mean,
Well, Alabama,
Alabama's
but
number one.
I just want to know, how Alabama, like we talked about earlier, how's Alabama get all these quarterbacks? And they could have had even a better quarterback who went to Maryland, but they've got just a tremendous amount of quarterbacks. And growing up, I don't remember Alabama being a quarterback school, and
Right.
maybe in the old days with Joe Namath, K. Stabler, but no, it's a quarterback school. He's got to give Saban a lot of credit for really turning around the program in the last decade, just making it an offensive type of school.
Oh yeah, man. It's like, every kid's dream is to make it to the NFL. So
Mm-hmm.
if you have an opportunity to go to a system, to a team, to a school, to a program, that's like the closest thing to helping that transition, and that can almost, it can almost guarantee you're gonna get a shot.
Yeah.
That's just what he's done. So again, comes back to recruiting, winning national titles, and just building up the program. And then recruits are going to want to go there, and then you get the top recruits wanting to come to your school. So yeah, it's just crazy to think that they've had the lineage that they've had at the QB position, and even running backs. Running backs are such a dime a dozen. There's so many talented running backs out there, and it's just amazing. But anyway, yeah, I got Alabama winning. No offense to Notre Dame, but I just feel like Alabama is the powerhouse in that one. But the other game, Clemson, Ohio State, you got Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields. To me, this is the national championship game before the national championship game.
True that, and you're right. And when they talk about teams and everything, they always talk about who's got the best player on the field. That's the two best players. Those are those guys are going to go high in the draft. Lawrence is an incredible talent. They say he's just generational type of quarterback, and we've seen a lot of what we thought were generational type of quarterbacks in recent years, but he's a little bit more special than what we've seen in recent years.
Yeah, he's what, 6'5", 6'6"? What is he? I think he's very tall, very athletic, very fast, very accurate, very tough. It's
very smart and very smart.
Yeah, very smart. Yeah. Like, what if you could build the perfect quarterback? Is it Trevor Lawrence?
I think so, except it throws you off because he looks like, the guy from Remember the Titans. He looks like Sunshine out there. You think, Sunshine. No, he doesn't look like he's a quarterback. He's a quarterback.
Man, he's a football player. He's a football player.
He is.
Playing quarterback. That's what's amazing about him. Hey, on the other side, Justin Fields, though, what's cool about that is that my son and I got to, we watched the, I believe it was the QB1 episodes on Netflix.
Okay.
And is it QB1? I think that's the series. Anyway, there's a series on Netflix about quarterbacks, and Justin Fields, his high school career. So we're watching and following the show. He was on that, and it's pretty cool to see him in college now, one step away from being an NFL draft pick. It's just amazing, man, to see these kids basically pros before they get into college. Like, they were pro guys in high school. You know what I mean? And that's the difference. All the elites, they just had that thing in high school that just separated them, not just only their talent, but just the way they carried themselves, their mindset. It's just different, man. You can tell who's elite even at the high school level. And like I said, it's exciting to see him at this level, one game away from a national title, and then, the dreams of playing the NFL is right around the corner. So, but hey,
that's what I like about things nowadays is that we go back and remember the old days. We didn't know. We heard about high school legends, maybe, but you don't see them actually. There's video huddle, all these different things. There's video on everybody, and from freshman year you can get every game. And that's why it seems like this pandemic isn't so hard on recruiting, because everybody has film out there. Everybody knows. And coaches are sitting in their living rooms, and they've got as much access and evaluations as anybody else. And I think it's kind of good. It's kind of strange how it's moving, but that's the world we're in today, right? That the people know about people. Yeah.
Who you got, Clemson or Ohio State?
Clemson.
Okay, I'm gonna go Ohio State just because I'm gonna go opposite. And who you got winning the national championship game?
I think Clemson. It's gonna be close because Alabama's good and everything, but somehow Clemson has that number. It's just there's some people that just some people get under people.
Okay, I like it. Hey, well, look, Steven, I appreciate it, man. I hope you had a Merry Christmas and your holidays are going well. Have a Happy New Year this week. Enjoy the rest of the week, man. And thank you so much, as always, for popping on to the CO2
Well, I look forward to seeing what your set's gonna look like next week, because Chad Owens. He's like a shark. He never stays in one place. Keeps moving.
Man, the 2021 set. So you're saying I gotta add some talk? I do something different. I like that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna spice this thing up a little bit.
All right. Take care. Happy New Year.
All right, Steve. Thanks, man.
Bye.
Happy New Year. Mahalo, Steven Tsai. We appreciate you coming on, man, on the Mondays. Fan favorite. They love you, man. So I appreciate your insight and your expertise in sports. Yeah, I mean, UH football, I see a bright future. They finished the season strong in that bowl game. I think surprised a lot of people. That defense looks something scary. So I'm looking forward to seeing them build off of that momentum that they used and they've gained in that bowl game. And Calvin Turner Jr., like I said, I think he's ready to go on. He's showcased that type of skill. So he's got a big decision to make. We'll see what happens there. But nonetheless, man, good luck to you, brother. Proud of you, and thank you for representing, Rainbow Warrior Nation. And talking about nation national games, yeah, we touched on the college football national championship game. It's up in the air, but it's going to be Clemson, Alabama. That's what I see. But this is a year of surprises, so we never know. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be exciting. Make sure you guys tune in. And with that, guys, that is it for today's CO2 rundown. It is the holidays, so we don't want to keep you too long, but there is work to be done still. We want to roll into 2021 with some momentum. So I just want to encourage you guys today on this Motivation Monday to continue to grind, right? Press hard this week, these next couple of days, because I know New Year's Eve is right around the corner. And so I just want you to push, and build that momentum so that in 2021, it's a new year and it's a new you. That's it, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you to our sponsors. Once again, Mercedes-Benz of Honolulu, Windows Hawaii, Hawaiian Telecom, and Long's Drugs. I will see you guys on Wednesday.